Okay, so I just ran into this guy, Mark, who informed me that the reason I don't have electricity is because the breaker's out or something like that. And Mark, you've been here before?
I have. We came last year. Yeah, we were here for about a week last year.
Okay, and you asked me if I made YouTube videos.
I did. I watched them a couple of years ago, and that was one of the videos that kind of led us to come here.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I love it when people come here because I got chewed out one time a long time ago when I started sharing videos.
Oh, no.
Telling us that, well, pretty soon we're going to have so many people won't be able to, come. And it's true,
Yeah.
but I think everybody ought to have the opportunity to come to Edisto.
Yeah, no, we appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay, good to meet you, Mark.
You too. You too.
So my arrival at Edisto Beach last night was a little glitchy. Had no power after a little bit. That got turned on. I pulled my wagon out of my truck and the whole front end of my wagon fell off because somewhere along the line the bolt came undone, fell off. I looked everywhere, it wasn't here. It must have been at home. Why did it have to fall apart when I got here? Why not before I left home where I could easily resolve the problem? But came to Ace Hardware and they had just what I needed here. And so we're gonna solve this problem and I'll be able to get back to work. So another little glitch. I had my cast net all ready to pack and didn't pack it. So Ace Hardware came to the rescue again. Okay, so here comes Sally, and she gives me, yeah, when I get here, she gives me the ticket that I need. Thank you so much.
You're quite welcome.
Good to
Mr. Rush.
see you
It's
again.
Great to see you.
Catch you later. After a glitchy start, I'm on my way, leaving the campground and heading down to my favorite fishing spot. Okay, so I'm finally at Scott Creek. There's the entrance over there. Ready to go fishing. Okay, so what happened was they had a marker here for turtles that had laid their eggs and it got washed away, and they have an additional marker up there, but they're trying to find it and it's like hunting for a needle in a haystack, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
Except there's shells.
Oh yeah, well that's a bummer. Here it is, the inlet. Cindy and Dickie just stopped by. I've known them for past years out here fishing. It was nice to see. Okay, so with my first cast, with my new cast net, I caught a bunch of finger mullet. They're sitting there. And first fish I caught was a flounder. Let's see if I can get him to show up. He's too small, and most of them will be. There he is. A nice little flounder that I'm gonna let go. Well, they're small. They're too small. This is probably the biggest flounder I've gotten. I guess he probably about 13 inches. He needs to be 16. I don't know, how many is this now? But he's a small one too. They're pretty. Now if only they were 16 inches, that would be nice. Okay, done fishing. Now it's time to go hunt for shark's teeth because this is a great time to do it. I was just walking along and all of a sudden it just popped out at me. I don't know if you can see that. Oh, that's a good looking shark's tooth. So we'll just pick it up. There we go. Now this is a very interesting fossilized bone. What do we have? Looks like a knobbed whelk. If it's a fragment, is this a fragment? Or is it the real thing? Oh, that's a nice little knobbed whelk. Little guy. I caught you. Remember the movie The Patriot with Mel Gibson? That was filmed right down here along this coast. I know because the lady who was responsible for finding it for the movie guys, I had a conversation with her right along this beach. Okay, so we're changing from low tide to high tide, so the water is coming in. It's going to be filling up the inlet where I was fishing, and you have to get over here in time to make it across before you get swept away. So anyway, heading back to Edisto Beach. Okay, so leaving the inlet and heading back to my rig, my ice chest that was for fish. The good thing about it is it keeps my water cold, and even though it's empty, I don't have to clean fish when I get back, and that's a good thing. Okay. The last time I came here, there weren't that many turtles that had landed and laid their eggs, but now all these nesting areas, they're all up and down the beach. My goodness, in both directions that you look.
We lost many men.
So, got back. It's getting pretty hot out there, and hadn't had much to drink, hadn't had much to eat, but it's wonderful to come back and have ice cold watermelon and cantaloupe waiting for you. All so sweet. I love it. I'm gonna watch my movie. So hot, so thirsty, and so hungry. And this ice cold watermelon is gonna taste so good. These veggies are gonna taste so good with my wife's homemade pimento cheese. Oh, I can't wait to dig in. Oh yeah, this is my homemade elderberry syrup. It's an immune system booster, and it tastes really good. And these hot dogs are not for me. They are minnow bait. The minnows love these. Look at all this seagrass. This reclamation of the beach right up to the trees has taken years to happen. I remember when it was so washed out right up to the trees. And then they started coming in and bulldozing sand up and requiring people not to get in on the dunes that they had made. And it just took a long time. Hopefully some hurricane doesn't come and wipe it out again. This is what we call a high tide. And with a high tide, you can actually throw your minnow buckets behind your campsites, and campsites are all along those trees there, and you can pull out minnows with your minnow trap. Awesome. One of my friends, Dickie, and his wife's name is Cindy, he just brought me this watermelon for breakfast. How kind. Well, I think the frogs are really happy we got a really good rain last night. Here early, and you've just inventoried a nest, and what did you find?
So we found 141 eggs had hatched, 9 had not hatched, and we had 9 live hatchlings that we just released out in the ocean.
That's
so
really interesting.
Nest.
That's awesome. So how many nests have you had so far?
294 so far this season.
That's awesome. Hey, Vicky gave me $20 and wanted me to eat at the Sea Cow, so I'm gonna eat breakfast at the Sea Cow this morning. Yay! Hey, thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, yum. Okay, this is the only way to eat grits. Vicky, that was a good breakfast. Thank you for that. All right. So, who are you?
Hi, my name's Treasure.
And Treasure, your hubby is Mark?
Yeah,
He's the one that came over and told me why I didn't have power the other night.
that's right, that's right.
That's awesome. So you're out walking your dogs, right?
I sure am.
And do you guys come to Edisto very often?
This is our second time. We came last year for 10 days, but this year we're only here for 3 because it was booked up. Yeah.
I know how that goes. And is this your last day?
This is, well, no, actually, we're leaving tomorrow. So
Oh, good.
We're going to make everything happen today. We're going to jam it all in.
Okay, well, good for you. It's really good to meet you.
Oh, it's nice to meet you
And
too.
I'm sure I'll see you before you take off.
Oh, sounds great.
Bye-bye.
Thanks so much.
Left my shoes out last night. Shouldn't have done that. We had a gully washer last night, and now my shoes are soaked. Okay, so here I am running down from Edisto Beach, getting ready to go fishing, and I run into my friend. Okay, tell us who you are.
Hi, I'm Dot King from Hartwell, Georgia.
And how often do you come here?
About 3-4 times a year.
And I don't know, when was the first time we met each other? Recently, or I mean last year, or before that?
No, we pass by each other an awful lot. You're always here when I am.
So when it gets time, or near time for the turtles to hatch out, and they know this because they keep track of when they were laid, then what they do is they don't want the turtles to hatch out and see the lights going on back there in the background. They want them to head toward the ocean. So they put up these little barriers to kind of guide them. And you can kind of see that there have been, if you look closely, there have been turtles that have come out of there. Look how the sand has been disrupted a little bit. And they'll keep coming out for a little bit. And so it just guides them down so they go to the ocean and find their way. Isn't that interesting? So I'm out here walking along the beach heading toward the inlet, and I run across my friend. Do you want to introduce yourself?
Gail.
And?
Charlotte.
Charlotte. Okay, so you come here, gee whiz, how often do you come here? Every month. Okay.
Most of the summer.
I think the first time I met you was last year, is that right?
Yes. No, I didn't see you last year. It was the year before.
Oh, the year before? Wow. I mean, time flies. Well, I found my poor little guy expired on the beach, and that's too bad. I don't know why he's decided to go the way of the wild, but he has. Turtles are about to hatch, and so the ladies are putting up those barriers that will guide them toward the ocean. You can see some of these little turtles have left the nest already, and they would have been guided all the way to the beach. Now when you get a little bit bigger, those pinchers would really hurt, fella. There's a little tiny blue crab. Back in the water.
You want me to move this?
No, just put it down a little. What are you doing? Hey, where are you going? No. You got it. You got my minnow. I'm gonna have to come up with a name for this bird. Pest. That's a good one. Pest. Okay. You're welcome. You're welcome. Okay, for supper tonight I'm gonna have some homemade spaghetti with Vicky's spaghetti sauce. Made it from tomatoes out of our garden. It's all kinds of good stuff in it, and I'm gonna cook that up on my induction stove. So heating up my spaghetti on an induction stove is really simple. When you turn it off, it's off. It doesn't take any time to go ahead and heat this up. I had this in the cooler, and it tastes great. I love this stuff. And the induction stove makes it so simple. Spaghetti and a movie.
We've never met before, right?